Hello everyone. Something you might not know about me is up until about 5 years ago, I was an automotive locksmith. My job mainly entailed showing up to vehicles that no longer had any working keys and then generating and programming new keys to them from scratch. While I haven't been an automotive locksmith for a number of years, I still have a bunch of my old tools. I didn't want to sell them as I'll often cut and program keys for friends and family, save them some money and save them from making a trip to the dealership. So my interest in RFID actually stems from discovering that I could clone an old work-related access badge using a car key cloner. I was able to scan the card and write the data to an automotive transponder and gain access to the building. Years later, and this is still a tool I'll use fairly frequently when playing around with RFID tags. So here's a access tag. Shows up as an ID 13. Take a T5 transponder. And clone success. So you can see the data there. I'm going to back out, read it again. And the data is the same. So naturally, when I got my Flipper Zero, I had to see what, if any, car keys it could read. I found it could read and emulate a couple of older transponder types, but we'll get into that in a minute. Modern car keys just aren't as simple as they used to be. Some older vehicles' theft deterrent systems operated just like a modern, basic level access control system. Just a simple data check. The transponder's fixed data was programmed to the car, and when the key was turned, the induction coil around the ignition would power up the transponder, and the transponder would transmit its data to the vehicle. If the data matched up, the car would start. Nice and simple. Nowadays, automotive theft deterrent systems operate the same way, but the technology has advanced significantly. It's not just a simple fixed data check anymore. There's encryption involved. Point blank, you're not doing anything to a modern vehicle's immobilizer system with the Flipper Zero using RFID or NFC apps. Getting back to the old vehicle transponders, what exactly can the Flipper Zero do with some of them? This is an older, uncut Honda key. The plastic is translucent, which is perfect for this. As you can see, the ceramic transponder chip located inside of the head. Unlike some of the other transponders in use today, this key can actually be read by the Flipper Zero. It's decoded as an EM4100 tag. Now, if we scan the key with my X-Force cloner, we can see that it's detected as an ID 13 transponder. And if we emulate the same key with the Flipper Zero, the exact same data is displayed. So what does this mean? Does it mean you can actually steal a car with the Flipper Zero? The short answer is no. The long answer is yes, but it certainly has a few caveats. And the number of vehicles that use a transponder chip, like this one here, is incredibly small. Sure, the fixed data from the car key can be replayed, but the mechanical ignition is still present, preventing you from just emulating the data and driving off. You need to pick or force the ignition over, or you just need a brass duplicate of the key. Of course, you'd also need access to the key beforehand. This isn't something you can just sit and brute force with an RFID app. Ultimately, today, there are very, very few vehicles driving around using these transponders. They're used on immobilizer systems that are well over 20 years old. And this isn't something specifically related to the Flipper Zero. These chips, transponders, whatever you want to call them, they can be read and cloned by devices you can get on Amazon for under $100. I should add that I am aware of some CAN bus flipper apps that have been made or in development, but in my opinion that's not really a Flipper Zero related issue. This is stuff that can be and is done on laptops and dedicated tools. That said, the majority of car thefts, if they're not just flat out towed away, are done using relay attacks, amplifying the signal of a key for a push to start vehicle and relaying it back to trick the vehicle into thinking the key is actually present and in range. This just isn't something you're going to do with the flipper. This isn't a new problem. It's old and it's getting older. Security advances, it always will. So in short, no, you can't really steal a car with the Flipper Zero. At least not in the way some TikTok videos may have led you to believe anyhow. I really wanted to make this video because of all the fear-mongering stemming from the Canadian government's proposal to ban the Flipper Zero and tools like it. I figured with my background I'd have a little bit more insight than the average person in regards to auto theft. But that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.